What to do if your child was hurt at school. My name is Ethen Ostroff. I'm a personal injury and workplace injury lawyer. I help people all across the country with their injury cases. No matter how big or small, we're happy to be a resource for you. Before I dive into what to do if your child was hurt at school, click that subscribe button, follow along where I will make sure your injury case is protected. Let's get into it. So your child comes home from school and they're a little banged up. Maybe they have a large bruise that is unexplainable. Or maybe while they were at school, they slipped and fell in a way that maybe was preventable by better supervision. What do you do as the parent? Obviously you're upset. Maybe you feel like they could have taken better supervision of your child to protect them from getting hurt. Yes, it is predictable for children to get hurt, but how can you supervise those children to make sure that they're protected in a way that is reasonable? So here's what would come from a school injury depending on the circumstances. So really, if there is any sort of injury case for your child getting hurt, it would come down to negligent supervision. Did they have adequate staff by proportion to the kids there? So was the school understaffed? Could they have had more eyes on potential dangerous situations? Number two, did they have the staff, but were they just kind of screwing around? Were they on their cell phones or not paying attention during recess when there's a dangerous part of the playground that kids tend to go play towards? Kids are attracted to an attractive nuisance. That's a legal term that basically, if you have something dangerous and it's within reach of a child, like an open pool without a fence, kids are going to go jump in. So what can you do to reasonably protect the environment and supervise and protect kids? Sometimes injuries do happen, and yes, kids are going to get hurt. I know I broke my wrist when I was playing at recess as a 5th grader. But was there a way that it could have been prevented? Maybe they could have called recess a little earlier when the rain started coming, not letting us stay outside longer. In terms of protecting your kids at school, if they get hurt and it could have been deemed as preventable, and they could have supervised better, then maybe you do have a personal injury case on your hands. Now, here's a fact pattern I have seen come across my desk. Daycares. If kids get hurt at a daycare, or even there's an abusive situation at a daycare, we've had situations where children are being punished for things in ways that they probably shouldn't be inside of a daycare. So if there is any sort of negligent supervision or corporal punishment or things that are outside of bounds that would be reasonable according to a jury, then that injury may be a personal injury case whether the school likes it or not. So if you do think that whatever happened to your child maybe was preventable, maybe they could have watched them better, just know it is always free to call a personal injury lawyer and have your questions answered, because they work for free unless they get paid. So you can always call personal injury lawyers with your questions and know that unless you have a case, they're not going to take your case, they're not going to sign you up, they're not going to ask for you to pay anything, and it is worth getting that peace of mind for your child's injury that occurred that you think may have been preventable. So my name is Ethen Ostroff. I'm a personal injury and workplace injury lawyer. I'm happy to be a resource for you. Make sure to click that subscribe button. Follow along where I will make sure your injury case is protected. Thank you so much.